In the history of modern Asia, there are a handful of mysteries that are just so strange, so completely baffling, they never really go away. And one of the biggest ones started on a sunny Easter afternoon back in 1967. It's the story of a man who built a global empire and then just walked off into the jungle and vanished into thin air.
And that's the big question, isn't it? This isn't just anybody. How does a man as famous, as wealthy, and as well-connected as Jim Thompson simply disappear off the face of the earth? For over 50 years, everyone from investigators to historians have been trying to figure that one out.
So let's paint the picture. It's Easter Sunday. Thompson's on vacation with friends in the beautiful Cameron Highlands in Malaysia. After lunch, he tells them he's going for a short walk from their cottage. A short walk. He didn't even take his cigarettes with him. And he was just never seen again. The search that followed was absolutely massive, but it was like the jungle had just swallowed him whole. So let's talk about the immediate aftermath of this vanishing act. The first reaction was just pure confusion. A man of his stature, with his reputation, he couldn't just vanish. But, well, he did. Now, I want you to really think about this for a second. This was the biggest land search in the history of Southeast Asia. We're talking hundreds of soldiers, police, local trackers who knew that jungle like the back of their hand, and they found nothing. Literally nothing. No body, no shred of clothing, no sign of a struggle, zip. It was a complete, mind-boggling dead end. Okay, so to even begin to understand all the wild theories about what happened, you first have to understand who Jim Thompson really was. And let me tell you, this guy was anything but simple. He was a spy, an architect, and an entrepreneur, all rolled into one. Seriously, his life sounds like it was ripped straight from a Hollywood movie script. Act 1, he's a successful high society architect in New York City. Then, boom, World War II hits, and for Act 2, he joins the OSS, the original spy agency that later became the CIA. He served all over Europe and Asia. Then, after the war, he ends up in Bangkok and just falls in love with the place, deciding to stay and completely reinvent himself for his third and final act. 1948. That's the magic year. He founds the Thai Silk Company. Now, at the time, Thai silk was this beautiful, traditional craft, but it was slowly dying out. Thompson saw its potential. He brought in modern dyes, he marketed it like a genius, and he basically, almost single-handedly, took a local cottage industry and turned it into a world-famous luxury brand. But as famous as the Silk Company is, his most tangible, most incredible legacy might not be the fabric at all. It's the unbelievable home he built for himself right in the heart of Bangkok, a house that's now a world-famous museum. And this quote, this just says it all, doesn't it? It gets right to the heart of who he was. He wasn't just some businessman looking for a quick buck. He was an adventurer, a builder. He saw this incredible beauty and potential in Thailand that a lot of other Westerners just missed. And his house? Oh, it's so much more than just a house. It's an absolute masterpiece. He literally bought 6 antique Thai teak homes from different parts of the country, had them taken apart piece by piece, and then reassembled them into this stunning complex right on a canal in Bangkok. He filled it with a priceless art collection and threw these legendary parties for, royalty, movie stars, famous writers. The house itself is really the story of his life. Okay, so let's recap. We've got this incredibly complex man. A former spy, a millionaire businessman, a famous art collector, and he just vanishes. This rich, complicated life is basically the perfect fuel for a firestorm of theories. All of the theories really fall into 2 main buckets. First, you've got the simple bad luck theories. He got lost, was attacked by a tiger, maybe even hit by a car, and the driver panicked and hid the body. The problem with all of those? Absolutely zero evidence. Then you have the much more sinister theories. He was kidnapped, he was murdered, or maybe he even staged his own disappearance. And this is where that whole spy pass comes roaring back. You've got to remember, this was the height of the Cold War. Thompson was pretty outspoken against the growing war in Vietnam, and that was not a popular opinion in powerful American circles. A lot of his old spy buddies were convinced his disappearance was political, that he was taken, maybe by communists, maybe by someone else who just wanted him quiet. So here we are, decades later, and the mystery is just as cold as it was on day one. Sure, a documentary a few years ago claimed to have a deathbed confession that he was murdered, but just like every other theory, there was no real proof. So in the end, what we're really left with isn't the story of his mysterious death, but the incredible story of his life. And this is maybe the most fascinating twist in the whole story. Jim Thompson, the man, was just gone, wiped off the map. But Jim Thompson, the idea, the brand, the legend, that became bigger and more powerful than ever. I mean, just look at everything he built that's still thriving today. The Thai Silk Company is a huge global luxury brand. The Jim Thompson House is one of the top attractions in all of Bangkok, an absolute must-see. He revived an entire national craft for Thailand. And, of course, the mystery itself. That's become a huge part of his legacy too, captivating people to this day.
You know, that house he built is such a perfect reflection of his life, isn't it? A beautiful, complex creation, pieced together from all these different parts and just filled with priceless treasures and hidden stories. It really makes you wonder, maybe the answer to what happened to him was never in the jungle at all. Maybe it's still waiting to be found, somewhere within those walls.